The amount you charge is a perfect reflection of your confidence in your work. And this is why if you are a chronic undercharger, and this video is if you are undercharging to everybody because you just want to people please everyone, stick around. When you undercharge, here's the bad news. You are saying quite literally to your market and your clients, I don't believe in me. I do not believe in my ability to create results for you. And that's why you're getting pain. The good news is that you grow into the amount you charge. So when you start to charge properly, you will grow into the beliefs, you'll grow into the mindset, you'll grow into the behaviors, you will become the individual you know you're capable of becoming. But the bad news is that when you undercharge, you also grow into the individual who undercharges. You carry the same anxieties, the same fears, the same worries, and the same stresses, and your body language gets small. It amazes me when I meet people who undercharge that I see it straight away in their eye contact. I hear it in their tonality of voice. I hear it in the impact of their words, but mostly I see it in their body language. They hold themselves, they carry themselves in the same way as everybody else who undercharges. And by the way, I'm not here in this video to bullshit you on just stick a big price tag on because you're worth it. I'm going to give you sound fundamentals, the deeper psychology that nobody talks about in the next few minutes. So stick around till the end because you're never going to undercharge again after this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick off with an exercise. I want you to visualize this. You have now charged thousands per client and you've done it at least 100 times. In fact, it is the only way that you work. It is your reality. It's become your normality. What does your day look like? How do you show up? What's your body language like? What's your tone of voice like? How do you carry yourself as an individual? What's your confidence like? How do you take on criticism? I want you to really settle into this because this is a being and a doing universe, but you can only sell from who you are on the deepest level. And I guarantee up until now, the fake you has been running the show. The fake you is the one that doesn't believe in themselves. The fake you is the one that says there's limitations. The fake you is saying, no, you can't do this. And that's how we end up acting in our external world. So yes, this shift is an energetic shift to start with. I want you to quite literally visualize every single day that you've already worked with 100+ clients. This is your reality and you've charged thousands per client. What does it look like when you work with them? What access do they get to you? Do you take any shit from the wrong clients? Are you worried about money? And I want you to settle into this because it does start with who you are. The real you knows you are limitless. The real you knows that you can charge thousands, and the real you knows that you're not just charging thousands because, hey, I can do this. You understand deeper pricing strategy. So that's your first exercise for today. Next up, I want you to think about what you're delivering for the client. When we operate from a place of low value psychology, the reason why we get stuck with pricing is because we've been conditioned falsely to believe that the more we charge, the more we do for the client. But this is completely wrong because pricing isn't linear. If you take this pen, which is worth about $1, and you say, well, what about this pen over here? This is worth $10,000. Does this pen need to write 10,000 times better than this pen? Well, we know already the answer is no. In that case then, why is it one pen is only worth $1 and the other pen is worth $10,000? The answer is it's not about the function of the pen. We must understand that value isn't in your work. It's not the function of what you do. There's intrinsic value. And if you take this $10,000 pen, it might not write any better than this $1 pen, but it can command this fee for a number of reasons. Number one is branding. So how is this pen packaged? Is it placed in a stationery shop with every single other pen as a commodity and you can just grab whichever pen you want? That is going to decrease the value. Or is this pen placed in a box center stage in the middle of Harrods with some lights under it and saying, hey, this is the pen that you want to sign that big contract? Has this pen been used by a celebrity? These are the more intrinsic and emotional reasons why we buy something. And the same is true in every single industry. A Ferrari only has 2 seats, is super unreliable and will cost you a lot to maintain. However, they can justify hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not over $1 million per car. Why? Because it's who you are when you drive the Ferrari. The same when it comes to Chanel bags. A Chanel bag will not carry more than your Sainsbury's bag for life, which will cost you 10 or 20p. Every single day, these multi-billion-dollar brands are commanding these types of fees. We can tell the time on our phone, so why in the world would we need a Rolex? Because Rolex sells status. It's who you are when you own the Rolex. But I believe, and I've seen this again and again, The biggest hurdle that we have to overcome in our business is realizing we need to repackage ourselves, who you are as an individual, how you show up for you. This is why business is spiritual. This is why business is a personal development journey, and why your price is a perfect reflection of your confidence. When you chronically undercharge, that is you validating and confirming again and again every single day that I don't believe in myself, that I cannot be the person I want to be. When we shift and say, well, let me repackage me. If I was showing up as the real me, what would be different? And some of these you can take on instantly, and some of these obviously require some work. But I will give one example that you can change today. You start keeping the promises to yourself. I said that I will be doing a daily YouTube video and I will show up regardless. I'll be open with you today. I am tired. I've been working on a lot of different things. It's the end of the day. I don't really feel like filming a video, but because I've stepped into my high value psychology, I'm not going to allow my feelings to be greater than my emotions. So therefore I'm showing up on video, and I make sure my lens is clean. I've got good sound. I've got good lighting, good background. All of these things don't cost a lot of money, but they cost you a huge amount of money if you don't do them. So pricing does start with you, but then we need to go deeper with it and say, if I'm driving a result for my client, what will that transformation be? Remember, we don't buy personal training, we buy body transformation. We don't buy a skin program with 10 treatments, we buy looking 10 years younger. We don't buy a consultant on a day rate, we buy the business transformation, how our business will change as a result of that consultant. And when we start to understand what's called value-based pricing and we go deeper with it, we realize the value of the outcome to the client. That's when we can start to justify a much higher price. But one thing I see with my clients, especially when they first start working with me, is they say, right, I want to charge thousands, but I'm a bit stuck with one thing. And I say, well, what's that? And they say, I'm trying to come up with a package that's worth thousands. So in other words, they're saying, I'm trying to come up with this external thing outside of me that I can justify charging all this money. And this is the classic error. And I always push back and say, it is not about creating some external thing that you're going to charge thousands for, because that is still a commodity. And no matter what thing you create, your clients will look at it, or your market will look at it, and they won't understand. Your clients buy into you. This world does not need more experts, it needs more leaders. And when you truly shift into this space and you understand, I will grow into the amount that I charge. So if I start charging thousands, I will start to look at and feel like the individual who charges thousands. I can unbecome all the bullshit that I've been over the years. But now what it also means is that I get it. Clients buy into me. The value is not in sessions, the value is not in time, the value is not in anything external. So if your clients were to buy into you as an individual and you were there as their trusted advisor, how would you help them transform? What access would they have to you? Now, I'll be open with you, and I talk about this in other videos. I give my clients unlimited access to me. Why? Because I'm within my frame, I'm comfortable within my own high value psychology, and I know that if I say to a client, I'm going to sell you 3 sessions or 10 sessions, you get an hour or 2 per session. Now the value is in something external, and I am judged upon these 2-hour sessions. And clients can look at that and say, oh, I only got an hour and a half, or I'm not available for another 3 weeks. And then they start to question and resent the entire thing. And I start to resent it because now my diary is full of these 2-hour sessions and these blocks of time. But when clients work with me, I say you have unlimited access to me, because I ask every potential client to apply, and then I interview them and I see if we're going to be the right fit to work together. And every conversation is about fit. It's not about convincing them to work with me. And as a result of that, they also understand that, hey, you've got full access to me, but I will push back if I feel that you are leaning on me too much. Some of my clients require a lot more support, so I'm back and forth with them with voice notes every day. Others I speak to once every few weeks. However, they pay the same amount. And this is transferable into the beauty industry, into consulting, into graphic design, into everything. But we must understand the psychology starts with you. Are you in this business simply to sell services which are commoditized, or are you in this business because your clients' lives are completely different within 30 to 90 days of working with you? This is the level of confidence that you need. This is the decision making that you need. Any ambiguity, you're going to lose the trust in your client and market. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you're struggling with in terms of pricing. And I'm going to do more videos on pricing, because this is an extremely deep topic and there's a lot more I want to share with you. So drop your comment. Let me know what's going on. Also, if you're not in my community yet, make sure you join my community. That's where all the action happens. And of course, hit the like and subscribe button. See you tomorrow.